So I don't know if I'd say I'm scared to make this video, if I'm even concerned. There's a word for it that escapes me, but there's hesitation at the very least, because yet again, we're in the first round of the playoffs after winning a division title, and this is what we get to deal with. Now, I should have more confidence in a 48-win team. Now, yes, we barely made it over Vegas. It was a slugfest. Those overtime losses helped us tremendously, but regardless, we are ahead of them, whether or not we deserve to be or not, and that sets the stage for this matchup against Anaheim. But we've seen this before, and I'm so afraid of watching another repeat. Eventually, EA, repeats get boring. Even if it's your favorite game, movie, show, song, eventually you want something a little bit different. And I'm hoping today will be a little bit different. This team, at its core, is still the same, I would say. I mean, you look at our top four forwards, Kane, Hertl, Meyer, and Couture, they're still the same. Of course, over the past couple of years, we've added Bjorkstrand and Eberle, Zach Hyman. Of course, Dylan Gambrell is still a decent part of this team. And of course, this season as well, we focused on trying to let some young guys from the AHL take over, which is why we still have Joe Pavelski as a healthy scratch, who last year in the playoffs was able to put up points, but defensively was god-awful. But of course, I was still trying to drag him and Marleau to a cup, considering Thornton and Burns have both retired. And of course, Patrick Marleau took the money to, I think, go to Carolina or Calgary. It was one of the two. It was a red team. It might have been Detroit. I don't remember. But this team, of course, was good enough to do well. Even defensively, this team was good enough to do well. And on paper, yeah, it's weak, but then you factor in the boosts. You know, say Ryan Merkley is playing like an 86. Say these two are both playing like 84s. Sandin at an 84, Fleury at an 82. And yeah, this team does look a hell of a lot better. It's the goaltending that's yet again a question mark for this year. And again, there was the issue of, do we bring in a Matt Murray for 1 year on a ridiculous contract to try and fix the team? Or do we just say, screw it, who cares, just go with two goaltenders who might be able to get the job done, because next year we have our franchise, our hopeful franchise goaltender coming in. And this season, I mean, Jimmy Howard was okay for most of it. He finished at a .903, which isn't great. But then, funny enough, there's 41-year-old Mike Smith, who is going to be our starter in the playoffs. He went 17-7 in 30 appearances in the regular season. Mike Smith is going to be the starter for the San Jose Sharks in the playoffs. I know. On paper, there's a lot with this team that doesn't look great. But then you think of the regular season success, and now maybe, just maybe, because while expectations are still high, maybe they're a little bit lower. And maybe that's all we need to at least get out of the first goddamn round, please. This is what we're up against in the form of the Anaheim Ducks. Daniel Sprong, Sam Steele, and Andre Kasha leading the way, all at 87s. Second line of Max Jones, David Krejci, now 36, and Jakob Silfverberg. Louis Eriksson is a Duck next to Adam Henrique and Max Comtois. Jack Kopaka, Antoine Morand, and Benoit Olivier Giroux make up the fourth line. It's a well-rounded team. I mean, you know, compared to our lineup, they lack 90 overall guys, but it's still a strong lineup top to bottom. Defensively, it's also relatively strong. Braden Ortiz, former second overall pick in 2020, next to Cam Fowler. Hampus Lindholm still there next to Josh Mahora, and Brendan Goulet with Matt Niskanen. The goaltender is still John Gibson, but he's only at an 85 right now at 29 years old. In the regular season, he still put up a 911. Last year was a bad year for the Ducks, though. You know, if Gibson's save percentage... Actually, then again, you look at the 4 years that we've simmed in this series, he hasn't been great. He's actually coming off of his best season to date. Whether or not that's just because the Ducks have been bad, I don't know. Reimer's the backup, Trevor Zegras, and Isaac Lundstrom healthy scratches. They do have Troy Terry, but he is currently hurt, and we will see how long he is out for, because them missing an 85 overall player is quite helpful. Gotta love menu lag. It's been a thing for years. Will they ever fix it? Probably not. Probably not. There was a full second in between me hitting the button and it scrolling down, so I don't want anyone to say, no, you're just hitting the buttons too fast. There's menu lag, dog. Terry is out until the beginning of May, so he will not be a factor in this series. I don't think I can delay the start anymore. It's time to get down to business. Of course, we do have Joe Pavelski on the bench if we need help. Can we get out of the first round? You know what's at stake here. Let's do this. Is this finally the year that we can just get out of the first? I'm not even hoping to win a title. I'm just hoping to get out of the first round. First period of Game 1 here on home ice, and it's not a great start. Louis Eriksson gets the opening goal. They had the slight edge in shots, and they're winning on the scoreboard. Second period, we are tied. Jeremy Waugh with the goal. They are killing us in shots, but we have proven that we can, get a puck past Gibson, even if it was just once. We go to the third. We need a big performance here from one of our big-time players, please, as Josh Mahura scores. Sam Steele scores on the power play as the Ducks are stomping all over us. Good God. All right. That's... They nearly doubled us up in shots, and they won 4-1. I can't help but feel like it's a here we go again situation. It is only one game, but that is not what I wanted to see out of a first effort, as we didn't really give much of an effort. The Barracuda finished first in their conference. They'll be playoff bound. Not surprising. Most of that roster is of low-end NHL caliber guys. But, yeah. We're going to leave the team the same, but congratulations to Jimmy Howard. You're going to get the chance here. Smith wasn't... I mean, it was at least over a 900. I can't say he wasn't awful. Jimmy Howard gets the opportunity heading into Game 2. I'm not going to make any panic lineup changes off of one game. I might make panic lineup changes off of 2 games. Time will tell. We need a win here. A 4-1 defeat where we were nearly doubled up in shots is not going to be good enough. I feel like that's pretty obvious and straightforward. First period of Game 2. That's much better. Evander Kane and Erik Karlsson on the power play. Karlsson has all the pressure in the world on his shoulders after a 100-point season. Isn't that right, Eric? Thank you. 9 shots to 8 in their favor. We're up 2-0, though, with 2 of our heavy hitters scoring the goals. Second period, it's 3. Cole Perfetti gets his first ever postseason goal. 26 shots to 17. We go to the third, up by 3. I am not any less nervous. Not at all. Another goal would help, though. Early power play chance goes to waste. I am scared to death. I feel better. Oh, Hayden Fleury, thank you so much. If we blow a 4-goal lead, if we blow a 5-goal lead, Rasmus Sandin strikes, and we are going to tie this series up. Thank God. Oh, everybody breathe. David Krejci ruins the shutouts. I mean, hey, Howard might not be happy about it. I don't care. We get a gigantic victory in Game 2. 5 different goal scorers in that game. In a 5-1 win. Both games to start this series, not even close. Jimmy Howard with a phenomenal performance. And we head to Anaheim. Tied at 1 game apiece. It certainly could have been worse. Timo Meier, 3 assists in 2 games. And while I feel a little bit better, I'm still anxious because it's like, okay, blowout in Game 1, blowout in Game 2. I define 3+ goals as a blowout. We head to Game 3. Let's do this. Jimmy Howard gets the start after a phenomenal performance. Let's see what he can do. Who is going to take advantage of this series? First period of Game 3. I mean, we're winning. But that doesn't help the anxiety of this whole situation. Logan Couture scores 34 seconds in. A minute and 3 seconds later, Adam Henrique scores. Then less than a minute later, Evander Kane scores. 45 seconds later, Timo Meier scores on the power play. And then exactly 4 minutes later, Max Comtois scores on the power play. It's 3-2. We're shooting 50% right now. Good God. I mean, I didn't really expect to get 3 goals on John Gibson in under 3 minutes. It makes you wonder if he was pulled. And if he was, we should win this game. Second period. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Krejci and Eriksson, both former Bruins. 20 shots to 17 in their favor. They're up 4-3. As we go to the third. If we are being shut down by James Reimer, oh my sweet Christ, I'm going to be very upset. The Anaheim Ducks, 10 minutes to go, up by 2. Power play goes to waste. That's going to do it. You can't waste a power play at that point in time in a game and end up winning. It just never works. The Ducks take game 3 by the score of 5-3, and they have bounced back. I don't think Reimer was in. He would have been the first star. So John Gibson overcomes a dreadful start. Yeah, they stuck with him, and he ended up doing well from there. He overcomes a dreadful start. The Ducks win game 3. Goaltending has not been a theme in this series thus far. And we are trailing 2-1. Lineup-wise, let's at least take a look. Kane, 2 goals. Nothing yet from Hertl. Bjorkstrand's doing well in terms of assists, but Tomas Hertl not scoring goals. That is just unacceptable. It really is. He's been inconsistent over these first 4 years with the Sharks. And this looks like it's an off year. He's the San Francisco Giants of either scoring in the playoffs or not. Second line, Timo Meier has 5 points. Can't really complain. Jordan Eberle's been a little bit quiet. So the one change I'd probably like to make is swapping Hertl and Eberle, but Eberle or Bjorkstrand or even Evander Kane can't play center. So that's kind of a tough call, because we would need a second line center. Eberle with those 2 points. I mean, again, Couture has been fine. I just wonder if splitting up Couture and Meier is a good idea. Let's take a look at the third line really quickly. Gambrell hasn't done much. The third line hasn't been, a detriment yet. Unfortunately, Leonard and Blichfeld aren't doing all that good right now. So I have a couple of ideas in mind. And unfortunately, it does involve moving Blichfeld and Leonard. And Chekovich is going to get the call up. And yes, that does mean that Joe Pavelski is going to be in the lineup. How? I'm not sure, but he's going to be in the lineup. And you know what, I might as well just go best lines here. So Noah Gregor survives on the fourth line. Chekovich is going to be there. I have to make the call of whether or not Joe Pavelski is going to be on the fourth line or not. Do I move Tomas Hertl, who's down to an 88? I would guess due to morale. I would assume. I can't say with certainty. He has good chemistry with Gambrell. So that's interesting that he has good chemistry with Gambrell. I wonder if I would have put them together. Also has good chemistry with Couture and Eberle, and he's not on a line with any of them. What to do here? What to do? Because we could leave that fourth line the same. An obvious move would be to bump up Pavelski. But I am worried about Tomas Hertl not scoring on those lines. And if we were to bump up anybody else to play center, I mean, it's got to be Couture or Hertl at center. It has to be. I don't really see what else we can do there to make that change. Again, these are what the lines were. I'm just wondering, maybe if we run Gambrell and Hertl. And if I were to make this change, would we lose chemistry to an unfortunate extent? They would still be a +1. They don't fit as well on that top line. And then what if... I don't necessarily want to make a crazy change here, but let me just look at what that would be. I don't think I have faith in that. I don't think I want to drop Tomas Hertl all the way down. But it was obvious that fourth line needed a bit of a shake-up. We'll give the team one more game, but that's a real dangerous game. And again, Hurdle has to score a goal here. We need him. Jordan Eberle has to score a goal as well. It's just the issue of, again, some of our wingers not being able to play center. Really hurts. Really, really hurts. Alright, so Eberle's not scoring on that second line. Hurdle's not scoring on the top line. That causes a point drop, which I don't think is necessarily worth it. I'm going to give it one game. I'm going to give it one game. We made those changes. Jesus Christ. I didn't even realize I could get a... Is this what this was? Did I have +5s across the board? Or wasn't it 5, 5, and 3? I think it was 5, 5, and 3. Right? Like we had Bouchard with Waugh, I think? So we're obviously going to stick with that defensively. Although, again, that top pairing hasn't been doing well. But, yeah, you got to figure it out. Although, Carlson, Waugh, Sandy, and Merkley. Let's roll with that and see what happens. And then goaltending-wise, Mike Smith is going to get the chance in this next game. We'll just go best lines down in the AHL. It's all about trying to get that team a title. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to have to put Mike Smith back over. I thought I had simmed to game day. We need goals from the likes of Tomas Hertl here and Jordan Eberle if we're going to win. Joe Pavelski's in the lineup. Chekovich is in the lineup. He's one of the few guys that didn't get an opportunity to make it on the fourth line this year. Let's see what happens. We are in desperate need of a win. That could all be for naught. All those changes could have just been a waste of time. First period of Game 4. It's a goal apiece. Josh Mahura scores again. Zach Hyman is able to tie it up. About even in shots, even on the scoreboard. Let's sim through the second, and that's scoreless. Again, just a one-shot difference between the two teams. Still tied on the board. We need this win, or the Ducks are going to have a 3-1 series lead. This needs to go our way. Power play chance goes to waste, and with all of our offensive firepower, it's amazing that it hasn't worked out, but that's okay, because Noah Gregor gets the goal. The fourth line chipping in. Is that enough? Power play for the Ducks. Daniel Sprong scores. We're tied at 2. 2 minutes left. Is this going to overtime? Yes, it is. All right. We're not going to jump into it. That's only for elimination games. This is not yet an elimination game, although if we lose this one, we'll be facing elimination back home in Game 5. Tomas Hertl or Jordan Eberle. One of you has to step up here. Please, I'm begging you. Can we tie this series, or will the Ducks take a 3-1 series lead? We are facing elimination in Game 5. This is turning into a horror version of Groundhog Day, as we are going to have to win 3 straight games, or we will have been bounced in the first round again. I got nothing. Jesper Eliasson has nothing, apparently. Jesus, is that from this season? Holy shit. Oh, the Barracuda are going to lose in the playoffs. We know that much at least. Let's get him on and Alexiev in there. That might save their season. That means we are stuck with either Howard or Mike Smith. I guess I made that bed and I got to deal with the consequences. It'll be Mike Smith who gets the start in this next game. It won't be. It'll be Jimmy Howard. Defensively, you know, if we lose here, there needs to be a legitimate conversation about trying to move that Carlson contract and just completely blowing this up. That conversation needs to be there. You cannot have a 101-point season and then do that in the playoffs. You can't. So if this doesn't go our way, at least know again that conversation is on the horizon. Because goddamn. Because goddamn. From an offensive standpoint, Tomas Hertl, Jordan Eberle, fuck you both. I mean, come on. Come on. Like, where are the goals? You had 39 goals in the regular season. You have 2 goals in your last 11. Look at this. His playoff track record's been brutal. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do here. I have no idea. We are in pure desperation mode, though. You know what, Eberle, get dropped. Tomas Hertl, get dropped. Again, I've shown it before. If you have someone who's underperforming, I am not going to be afraid to drop them. So I don't care anymore. Let's see if Gregor works on that 4th line to avoid a minus. Not really. Does Perfetti work with those 2? Not really. I need somebody that's going to be a decent fit, because obviously they're not cut out to be 4th liners. Dylan Gambrell is a fit. And unfortunately, I think Dylan Gambrell... It's Gambrell, Kane, or Bjorkstrand that's going to be dragged down with those 2. Gambrell has 2 points. Kane has the 2 goals. I got to be honest, I'm not that upset about Dylan Gambrell. Evander has 2 goals at least, though, so I mean, it's got to be Gambrell that gets sent down. From there, Couture has 3 points, Meyer with the 5. So let's look at running Chekovich, Perfetti, and Gregor. I don't totally hate that. Perfetti at center works for me. Couture with the 3 points, the 5 there, 4 points there. Let's bump up Meyer. And then who the hell's going to play center here? It's got to be Pavelski. So I'm thinking we go Meyer, Couture, Bjorkstrand, Kane, Pavelski, Hyman. Although, again, is this all for nothing? Probably. That's what we're going with. Let's see what the hell happens. We need to win 3 straight games or we're out in the playoffs. And I know what some people are going to say, oh, it's 3 games, you're overreacting. It's not. It's been 3 seasons, 3 postseasons. This is now the 4th. It's not exactly reactionary when we've won 4 straight division titles and we're on the verge of being bounced in the first round for the 4th straight year. It's not exactly a reactionary move, is it? I've given players time. We go to game 4. Let's see what happens. First period, we scored extremely early, and Chekovich gets his first ever postseason goal. We're up 2-0. Doubled them up in shots. Again, Evander Kane scored 58 seconds in before I could even pause the sim. Chekovich with another quick goal. It's a good start. Second period, that adds to it. Rasmus Sandin with the goal. We're up 3. We've held them to 14 shots. As we go through the third period, another goal would be nice. Just to make sure. I mean, Jimmy Howard is between the pipes, so you never know. You main Black Bear, though, so I love him. We should be fine. 8 minutes left. If we blow it from here, I'm sending this team to the moon. We're good. Jimmy Howard nearly had a shutout in his last win. Dylan Gambrell seals the deal. Howard does get the shutout here. Only 19 saves, but it's the performance that we needed. 4-0 win. In Game 5, we head back to Anaheim for Game 6. Dylan Gambrell shows up. Evander Kane continues to be one of our few goal scorers who can actually score goals in the playoffs. Jeremy was roughed up, but it won't be enough to see him miss this next game. So Game 6. Game 6. I want to take a quick look here because if Gambrell did well, I was going to say you'd think on paper that Hertl and Eberle were doing well. They're playing well, like they're okay, right? It's just they're not scoring goals. You need to score goals, period. And they're not scoring goals. So it's like, cool, you can play well, but come playoff time, you got to be the guys who are putting pucks in the back of the net. Right now, they're not. Zach Hyman, Noah Gregor, Cole Perfetti, Chekovich, these guys all have goals where those 2 don't. I mean, as it is, Meyer and Couture each only have 1 goal. So it's It's a rough time. Jeremy Waugh is not 100%, so unfortunately I cannot risk playing him in this next game because he could get injured. So Mario Ferraro will be in, and there is no way to keep that perfect +5. I think I'm just going to keep Ferraro with Carlson, even though Carlson hasn't been great. He has 2 points. Jimmy Howard gets the start. It's Game 6. Our season on the line yet again. We need a win. Let's see if we can get it. First period, 1-0. Jordan Eberle scores. Finally, on the power play. 6 shots apiece. We're up 1-0. Second period. That helps a lot. Jesus. Couture. 22 seconds later, Evander Kane. Mario Ferraro, 29 seconds later. And then Logan Couture again. 4 goals in 3 minutes. I don't feel like doing the math. Krejci gets one back on the power play. 5 goals on 14 shots. Reimer is in. We're up 5-1. Heading into the third period of Game 6. As we kill off that power play. And we can't score on one of our own. We get another opportunity. That one goes to waste too. Anaheim, abbreviated power play, goes to waste. There will be a Game 7 back in San Jose. 2 extremely impressive performances from Jimmy Howard in consecutive games where he only allowed 1 goal between the 2. Erik Karlsson wakes up. Logan Couture wakes up. And we will see Game 7 after falling down 3-1 in this series. 1 more game, and we might just see the second round for the first time in 4 years. I know Ferraro played well, but we're obviously going to go with Jeremy Waugh, who had also been playing well. There isn't a defenseman I'd take out of the lineup. I mean, the least performing defenseman prior to that last game was Erik Karlsson, and I'm obviously not taking him out right now. We're going to keep these lines the same. Even though some people have woken up, this is the combination that has gotten us to this 7th game. Jimmy Howard gets the start. This is it. We've waited 4 seasons to try and make it to the second round of the playoffs. And it all comes down to this. The game after we chased John Gibson out of the goal. We've outscored them, I believe, 9-1 over the last 2 games. 60 minutes. Please, God, win. First period, 1-0 Ducks. Adam Henrique gets the opening goal, even though we outshot them. Second period, we are tied. It's Noah Gregor, 23 shots apiece, 1-0 on the board in Game 7. We came back from 3-1 down to now be within 20 minutes of finally making it to the second round. Can we? Is the question. Power play. Evander Kane gets it as it ends. We're up by 1. 13, 12, 11, 10. Zach Kopaka scores. Oh, God. 6.5. Next goal wins it. Oh, my God. Power play. 1:41 left. It's been a while since we've had to jump in and watch the end of a game. Here we are. Let's do this. It comes down to this. Like I said, it has been a while since we have had to watch this. I mean, we haven't watched this team perform once, technically, but it's been a while since we've had to step in and watch a team play. I'm cool with 20 minutes, I guess. Although, where that will leave the power play time, I don't know. Penalty time scaling's at a 6 out of 6, huh? Let's do it. Let's do it. It comes down to this. We're not quite in overtime yet. We're on the verge. Can we win this game? Or are we going to crash and burn out of the playoffs in arguably the most spectacular fashion that we have thus far? It's tough to say whether or not there's been a more impressive crash or burn. Here we go. 1:51 on the clock. We win the draw. Tomas Hertl up to Evander Kane. 5-on-3. Kane, Gambrell, rebound. Ortiz is there. Goulet is able to clear. The power play, just 20 seconds left. Perfetti has trouble with it. Hertl recovers. Please, boys, please. A minute and a half left. Evander Kane. Quick passing, they turn it over. Ortiz, it's Lindholm now. And there's another turnover. Henrique will dump it. And that'll do it for the power play. Opportunity goes to waste. Puck in the corner. Be recovered by Carlson. Timo Meier over the line. Please, Timo. Another turnover as they just try to force it in front of the goal. Because I don't think the dev teams ever watch the AI play against one another to be like, oh yeah, maybe we should change their passing logic. There's another turnover. We can't do anything. We cannot do anything. Kasha loses it. Carlson, 52 seconds left. Please. Toe drag, drop pass. Carlson turns it over again. Couture throws in the traffic. Meier gets a shot off. It's knocked down by Gibson, though. Daniel Sprong. What's he going to do? He's going to get bumped off by Carlson. Joe Pavelski off the bench. He's not wearing number 8 because I didn't fix it again. He dumps it in. Lindholm's been out there forever. Does whatever the hell you want to call that. Gets it out of the zone, though. Pavelski. Carlson turns it over off the skates because, god damn it, the AI is so dumb. Max Jones in front. That was an insane one-timer. Thank God it missed. Gambrell, Hertl, Eberle against Jones, Krejci, Silfverberg. Hertl, please. There's 10 seconds left. Hertl wins the draw. Bouchard nearly turns it over. Jones, one-timer, goes over the glove. Fowler can't get the shot off. 2 seconds. Silfverberg goes wide. We're going to overtime. Good God. They were so close on a few different looks to burying that puck. But we're going to overtime. For the love of all that is good, let's hope the AI is smart enough to do something here. Because we turned over every possession we had in their offensive zone. Fowler to Sprong, glove save Howard. Good God, Carlson and Waugh. No resistance there. Howard bails us out with the glove save. Meier, Couture, and Bjorkstrand. Couture wins the draw. Come on, Bjorkstrand, you've been one of my best signings. Turns it over on an uncontested toe drag. Ortiz takes it away from him, no problem. We cannot get established in the offensive zone, and I don't know why. Ortiz, steal, just wide again. Anaheim should have won this game already. I don't know why, but our team looks every time. Step over the blue line, turn it over. Horrible defense. We're going to lose this. And there's a trip on Carlson. Like, am I wrong here? Or is for some reason my team that was good enough to win a shitload of games in the regular season is for some reason... I don't know. What is the reason behind them being god-awful? Because they're playing like a bunch of 60 overalls should be expected to play. No awareness of passing lanes, forcing passes, and then Erik Karlsson in a clear position where the AI should board play you, and I think in like an EASHL situation, if you were playing a team that had AI, that AI would have board played you. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how to develop video games. I've never programmed one. But it seems to me, as Antoine Morin just misses, it seems to me like you could just watch the AI play for 5 minutes of real time and be like, yeah, you know, their decision making here and there. You know, I feel like you could just watch the gameplay for a couple of minutes and get a good idea over what could be tuned and adjusted about how they play. But I don't know. I've been wrong before. I don't claim to know it all. I just claim to know a lot. Oh, God. 1:13 left on the kill. Gambrell makes a move, gets it over. Why would he pass there? But Hayden Fleury has it. Back again, Noah Gregor. Fleury for Sandin. Fleury, risky pass to Gambrell. It worked for a second until the body contact was there. Loose puck, Gregor. Had the room to step in, stops and loses it. All right. Lindholm has it. Adam Henrique. 40 seconds left on the power play. Henrique around the back of the net, throws it to the point. Shot, deflection, saved by Howard. Waugh can't clear. Louis Eriksson's there. Howard makes the save on a backhand muffin. It was thrown on goal. I have no faith or confidence that we're going to win this, as if that isn't evident. Pavelski and Hyman on the kill. Pavelski wins the draw, quick give and go, and it's cleared. 25 left on the kill for the Carlson tripping call. Play here. Hyman can't make it. David Krejci circles around, tries to go in front. Waugh is there. He will clear. And that'll pretty much do it for the Anaheim power play, as Kasha retrieves. Steal for Krejci. Back to Steele. Can't make the play. That puck is cleared. And we are back to even strength. Kasha's battling. Gets it out for Comtois. Carlson trying his best to take another penalty. Jeremy Waugh comes up with it. Waugh shot, glove save. Gibson. I feel like that's our first clear shot at goal since we've started watching this. I might be wrong. Meyer, Couture, and Bjorkstrand are out. Can Logan win the draw? No, he can't. Sprong comes to retrieve it. Daniel Sprong. Windmill broken up. Bjorkstrand recovers. Stretch pass intercepted. Because my team doesn't know how to pass to someone on their own team. They can pass to the other team, no problem. Couture tries to sauce it in front. Meyer was held up. That's the only move the AI has, apparently. Silverberg into the corner, throws it in front. And for the 4th year in a row, the division title winning Sharks have lost in the first round. Convince me to not trade Carlson, Couture, Hurdle, Kane, Meyer. Convince me. Because as it stands in the next episode, I am blowing this team up to the fucking moon. They're gone. All of them. Convince me not to. Why shouldn't I? Convince me not to. We come back from 3-1 down, and that happens in the playoffs. Would we have won? We're in Game 7. Would we have won had I just kept simming? Maybe. Maybe not. But regardless, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this team. I've had enough.